What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about Norwegians who think America has some problems. What? Us? America? Problems? No, couldn't be. Not us. Well, joking aside, today I want to take a look at this clip from the Steak and Eggs podcast where a Norwegian on the show is going to talk about some of the problems that they think America has. So, I want to go into this with an open mind. I'm actually really curious to see what Norwegians think are the biggest problems with America, and maybe we can do something about it, make ourselves better, learn from this. I don't know, but let's take a look.
What's the dumbest shit about America?
Ooh. Oh, that I've seen till now.
Yeah.
Two things.
Besides the people.
Healthcare and school system.
That's just about right.
Oh, what's that was an interesting intro. What's the dumbest thing about it? What's the stupidest thing about America? This Norwegian actually gives a really thoughtful answer. He says healthcare and education. I think with both, what he's getting at here, and I'm going to be curious for him to talk about and elaborate on this answer, but our healthcare and our education are two of the most important things in our whole society, and yet they cost tons and tons of money. They can send you into outrageous, debilitating debt. Education, at least you can choose if you want to do that, although as Americans, we should be making it as easy as possible for our citizens to get educated. But, okay, with that being said, you don't need education to live. You need healthcare. You need healthcare to survive. So I actually think for him coming up with this off the top of his head, he's hit the nail on the head here. That's exactly right.
That.
Because let's take the healthcare system. After what I've seen, it seems like such a scam. Like they're ranking prices to an insane amount.
The more you see,
This is interesting. This is a Norwegian who's clearly had some experience living in the United States, and what a funny way to say it. From what I've seen, it seems like a scam, and that sounds almost too ridiculous, but that's so accurate. That word scam is a good word for this. I mean, you go to different hospitals and you will get completely different prices for things. It seems like the cost of healthcare, you'll get charged for a Band-Aid like $50 if you request the itemized bill. Now, at the end of your hospital stay, they're going to send you a bill for the total amount you owe. But you can request an itemized bill so you can see each and every thing. And I have seen American things like this. The detailed bill where it says, oh, the Band-Aid was $55. Like, this injection was $400. This wrapping was $30. The bed sheets were $85. It just, who comes up with this? Why? It's outrageous. And seems completely arbitrary. So yeah, scam.
the more of a scam it'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just gets worse and worse.
You know what's crazy? I spend $480 a month on healthcare.
Yep.
And then I took an ambulance about 2 months ago, and they charged me $1,600. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, that costs a whole lot. But then I realized I've had this healthcare for 2 years, and that's probably what? $16,000 worth of, $16,000 worth of healthcare I've already paid that I haven't used.
Yeah. Healthcare. Oh my God. Our healthcare insurance system, where every American is paying into health insurance. And if you're not, you are living life very dangerously. If you don't have health insurance in America, you could ruin your life. If you get in an accident, break your arm, if you get an illness, if you get cancer, and you go to the hospital, you are going to get a bill that no human being could possibly pay. No normal human could pay. Tens of thousands of dollars. And he's saying, oh, I pay $400 a month for healthcare insurance. And when I finally need it and I get an ambulance, I'm still charged $1,000. That's absolutely true. Healthcare, they raise the prices on our healthcare so high. So an ambulance is probably $10,000. Then your insurance covers 90% of it, and you're stuck with 10% of 10,000 or $1,000. Or they just tell you, oh, your healthcare coverage doesn't cover this treatment, this ambulance, or this treatment, or this procedure is not covered by your plan. And it's like, what? It's madness. I didn't know this was going to open up such a big can of worms and make me go on a big rant, but even this Norwegian, who is, I don't know if he lives in America or if he's visiting, even he can see, from his outsider's point of view, how stupid this is. Yes.
I hate it. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, imagine if you didn't have the insurance then.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That shit makes no sense.
I've seen videos of people like breaking their leg or something, and then the ambulance comes get them, and they're like kind of fainted.
Yeah.
But when they wake up, they actually jump out of the ambulance because they don't want to pay the bill. Let's
Oh,
say
yeah.
they don't have insurance.
Just Uber.
Yeah, no, seriously. Shouldn't that be a big signal for Americans that something is wrong? I'm guessing for Norwegians, from your perspective, looking at America and hearing this must just sound outrageous. This must sound like the dumbest thing you've ever heard. Why would anybody ever do it this way? Yes, we have Americans, when someone calls an ambulance, if you can physically move, a lot of people will say, okay, no, don't call the ambulance. Do not call the ambulance. I can't afford it. I can't pay for that. Oh, okay, I can get in the car. They have a broken arm. They're like, like getting into the car, driving, because the ambulance is basically a glorified taxi. Unless you're dying, then you should probably get an ambulance if you're dying. But if you're not, you should drive, and that is sad. That is sad, and it is so real. I don't know why. Well, I do know why it's like this. It's because in America, the pharmaceutical companies, the healthcare insurance companies, and the hospitals are for-profit businesses that are trying to make money. They're not government controlled. There's not government overreach, really. So it's just a capitalistic business, free market with healthcare. And they take that seriously, and they charge you money, and they want to make you pay for the service. And it's not something that Americans should be okay with.
Yeah.
Legit, just Uber. It's a
Yep.
mass. I will never be getting an ambulance ever again. Like, it's just a scam.
Man,
Scam.
so I went to urgent care a couple of times. Like there was like something wrong with me, and by something wrong with me, I mean my brain invented that there was something wrong with me. There
Yep.
wasn't actually. And so I go there, and like I was dressed like such a fucking bum. They didn't even charge me. They were just like,
They thought you were just homeless or something?
Yes, they're like, oh, this
shit.
this crackhead came in earlier, and yeah, he said he had like something wrong with his leg. No, nothing was wrong. He's just crazy.
So he's talking about urgent care, which is a walk-in clinic. It's a little healthcare facility. It's not the hospital. It's not the emergency room. It's a separate building for smaller, more minor emergencies. Or if you're just feeling sick or if you need something, you can go to the urgent care. And they gave him free care. That's not very common, although I think it does show you the hospitals in America make so much money. They can afford to donate you care if they wanted to. They just don't want to. Same with getting medicine, pharmaceutical companies, getting drugs and medicine is crazy without insurance. And even then it's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of people getting very rich off American healthcare. And that is why it won't change.
And like that was it. Yeah, I never had to pay for the whole thing. It's great.
Giga Chad.
Yeah.
No, but and school system. What I think having an educated population brings up the economy on every level.
Of
Because
course.
they understand how to do a job.
Yeah,
Of course. This is true. This shouldn't even need to be said. So I think in Norway, your university is free, right? Like actually free? No charge. I think that's true. That's insane. That's crazy. Because that is so far away from the American educational experience. For most universities in America, basically all, it's expected that you're going to have to take out a loan from a bank. It's like taking out a loan for a house or a car. In America, you take out a loan for your education to get a degree, which is a huge barrier to entry, of course. Well, for some, it's not a barrier. It's just people have a hard time paying back the money later. Banks make it very easy to take out the loan because they want you to pay them. What a crazy system, especially when it's just when a Norwegian comes along and points us out so matter-of-factly, like, what's up with America's healthcare and education? It really gets me worked up because it's spoken in such plain language how ridiculous it is. And it makes so much sense, and yet it never changes here. Why wouldn't we want education for everybody, as accessible as possible? If you educate your population, they're right. You're going to thrive as a country.
and you can not only that, but what are you competing against? You're competing against other countries all the time. You compete against the market, the open market, and more efficiency, more development, like everything will just benefit. Like companies will get richer, because they can sell better technology out. That in every level, it will be beneficial.
What's crazy?
Yeah, it's so weird. Like America, we consider ourselves this very advanced, civilized society, and it's like there's these fundamental things that I think are very obvious to Norwegians. When you look at us, you must wonder, why are they doing that? And a lot of Americans wonder why, or even worse, a lot of Americans just accept this as the way it is. It's the way it is. Oh, that's just normal. That's how it is. And it's like, no, you got to watch videos like this to understand it's not normal. It should not be normal. There are other ways.
Crazy is that, have you guys ever seen a store that like something is broken or closed and they don't have a way to print something out, so they actually have to write words on a sheet of paper? I have never seen a store that has to write words on a sheet of paper where everything isn't totally fucking misspelled. It's crazy. Like I'll see like
What? Is this because of our uneducated population? Is that what he's talking about?
like it's like store is closed and closed has like 3 S's in it. It's like, what the fuck?
Everyone is dyslexic.
Yeah.
It's because we don't get enough college degrees.
There's no spell check on a sheet of paper.
Well, that was funny. This was a funny little podcast clip I wanted to take a look at because they happened to have some Norwegians on the show. And in just this brief clip, these Norwegians absolutely nailed it. What problems does America have? We have a lot, and a lot that we're not willing to talk about. And healthcare and education are at the top of the list. Those were not even issues in this election that we just had. Choosing our leaders Education and healthcare never came up. Never. Like, that was not an issue. That was not part of the debate. And that's insane. And that's why, to me, it feels like this is not going to change. But I think it's important to talk about. And I think, I absolutely think this was true, and more Americans need to see criticism like this from Norwegians. It's good for you. It's good. So I enjoyed this. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on what problems does America have, including healthcare and education, probably more, but that'd be fascinating to hear more about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norway and learning about Norwegian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.